like some super hipper theme music right here. On my super fly shit. Infamous, you a genius.
Hey y'all, what it is, what it do, it's your boy Jay Smooth. Welcome to another episode of Smooth Customs. And I know, it's been a while. I'm sorry, I'm not good at this YouTube thing. But anyways, today's episode, we're gonna be doing a electric cutoff exhaust for the Lexus LS400. So, I was watching an episode of Divine, and he has a Toyota Century with the V12, and I seen him pick up a set of these mufflers with the built-in cutoffs. Now, the ones that he had, I believe, were pneumatic, and I wanted electric ones. So I searched on eBay, eBay all day, and I could not find a set of electric ones, only the pneumatic ones. And for some reason, I just don't want pneumatic ones. I want electric ones. They're available, but I just have to look for them. So after a very long, extensive search through the internet, I came across a set for about $250 on Alibaba. Right? That's the Chinese version of Amazon, I guess. I was a little skeptical, because usually those things take like 2 weeks to get in from Alibaba. I've ordered smaller things before, but never anything this big or this expensive. So, anyways, let me show you what I got. Alright, so right here, already unboxed in front of you, is my set of dual electric cutoff, mufflers with the built-in electric cutoffs. These things look pretty nice. I like them. Nice and shiny. And it's got the electric cutoff right there. And this came with... Alright, so the thing about the electric cutoffs is there's no box. I don't need an extra box to wire up somewhere. Everything's on there, and it's just wiring, positive, negative. And this came with a red switch, but I like blue better. So I went ahead and swapped it out with this blue switch from Amazon. And let me show you what it looks like up close. So I'm gonna go ahead and test these out for you guys, just to kind of see how it works. All right, so we got positive and negative, and there it is. There's that's on, off. That's open. That's closed. Open. Okay, so you see how they work? Pretty simple. I'm gonna take this to the muffler shop tomorrow morning, but what I want to do today is I want to find a spot where to put this button. Originally, I thought about putting it in the shifter, like right next to the shifter where the snow power button is, like right above it. But I don't know. That's the problem. I don't know. If I should put it there or if I should put it under the dash somewhere. So let's see what I can find. All right. So I think the button will be fine right there. I think that's a good spot. Okay, come on with it. All right, there it is. Look at that. Clean installation. Now, do we have enough clearance is the problem here.
hope we didn't mess anything up here. And are we gonna have enough clearance? Oh yeah, okay. It looks like we have enough clearance. Now that the button's in place, all I gotta do is run the wire to the back. Now, I'm not gonna run it down the driver's side because I already got the air ride, the amp power wire, the gauges all running through this side, the switch box, all that stuff is running through this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go cross over to the passenger side and run this wire all the way down the back. Hopefully I don't hit any snags. So I got this panel on the passenger side down, and as you can see, I'm using my trusty coat hanger trick, right, to fish the wire from the passenger side over to the driver's side. So this makes it easier. You just push it through, and if you have a buddy that can help you pull it from the other end, that would be great. It's easier than doing it by yourself. The wire is ran. There it is, the old coat hanger and the electrical tape trick worked to run it. Now we just gotta connect it to the switch again, and then we have to actually power this sucker. Alright, so I changed my mind. Originally I was thinking that I could ground this somewhere on the chassis, the negative and the positive wire. I was going to find an ignition fuse on the fuse box and use a fuse jumper, but I changed my mind. I think I'm just going to go ahead and pull this off and just tap into the radio wire, because yeah, I'm just going to tap into the radio wire, the ignition radio wire. This thing doesn't need a lot of power, and I'm not going to use it when the car's off. So it's going to be off, and then it's not, I'm not going to hit the switch until the car's on anyway. So yeah, so it's a low power draw. We're just going to go ahead and let's take this tablet out here. All right, we're just going to tap in back here, because why the hell not? All right, tap into that. And then ground 2. I think ground is in here somewhere. Yep, and here's ground. So, and ground right there. Right, there's my ground. That's where I'm gonna ground, and then I'll find the power. All right, so there's the switch right there. Not too bad. So let's, all right, so there it is. When the ignition's turned on, this is active. This is gonna be, I believe, on, and that's off. Yep. It's actually pretty out of the way. I was concerned that if I put it here, it'd be like too bright and it would distract me, but I like it right there. It's a good spot. It's not something that I'm gonna be pressing all the time. It's right where I need it. All right, so done. All right. Now the next step is to run all of the wire back. So we're back here in the back seat, and if you look here, you see this little circle? It's got an R imprinted in it. Whatever. So I went to the left of that, and I made the hole to run the wires down here in hopes that they were long enough to reach the exhaust. Now, I guess in hindsight, the way to do it would be to run one side down the passenger side and the other side down the driver's side. But because I already have all those wires and this switch box, sorry, these are the wires for the pressure switches, so they're all running through there, which I'll show you on this side. It's a hot mess. Look at this. That's the power wire, the air ride controllers, and the pressure sensors for the gauges. That's too much stuff. So I could have actually ran it through a grommet that's up here for the exhaust, but I would have been short. So that's why I drilled that hole down low. And the passenger side made it, and the driver's side is gonna be short about maybe 10 inches. So I'm gonna have to, there's 3 wires, so I'm just gonna cut, extend it, no big deal, but that's it. And then there's grommets right there. There's a grommet right there, which that's where this wire is gonna go. And there's a grommet under the speaker box, which is where the other one's gonna go once the mufflers are installed. So yeah, that's it. That's it for this part. Now we gotta go to the muffler shop.
3 days later.
Good morning, y'all. Well, it's been a couple of days since I did the wiring for the exhaust cutout button, and now I'm on my way to the east side. Now, when it comes to muffler shops, tire shops, mechanic shops, whatever, I always look for the ones with the Spanish sounding names. So this morning we're headed to Baja Mufflers, and hopefully they can hook us up with our exhaust, get everything placed perfectly, and we'll see how it goes. Let's roll. Alright, y'all, well, there you have it. Another successful video. We were able to get the new exhaust on the Lexus LS400 with the electric cutouts. Now, I got these from Alibaba or whatever, but I did see similar for the same price on Amazon. The only difference is I think the one I got has an actual physical button, and the one from Amazon comes with a wireless remote. So anyways, I like it. Would I say is it as loud as it should be? I think the next step would be to remove one of the resonators and X-pipe it, but I like where it's at right now. It's not too loud, and obviously when I put the cutouts, when I shut them, it's back to quiet mode, so it's pretty good. I like it. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.